Coach Sean Patrick from the Compete Better Today podcast and the Compete Better Today YouTube channel. I want to first of all welcome you to Compete Better Today. If you're new here, I just want to tell you just thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing at Compete Better Today. If you are watching the video, you can see the book that I'm holding up right now called The Emotional Shoes. The Emotional Shoes is the first of many books that we're going to release to help you and me compete better. What I mean by that is we're going to help kids with this book because it's obviously a children's book. But we really want to help adults as well. We want people to understand that competing is not just a today process. It's not just about the here and now. It's about competing better today so that we can be more prepared for tomorrow. Whatever that might be. It could be a game, a race, it could be anything. Or it could just be being a really awesome human, or a really great dad, or a really exceptional mom, or just a great friend, colleague, or competitor in whatever space you work in today. Again, I'm your host, Sean Patrick, and I want to, again, welcome, but also just tell you, you're here today for a reason. You're not here on accident. And as we look at this book, The Emotional Shoes, I want to talk about this concept of shoes. I want you to think about what is the purpose of a pair of shoes? All right, so do shoes have a purpose? Do they have something that they serve, right? Is there a purpose behind you wearing those shoes? Is it for comfort, stability? Is it for speed? Or is it for looks? I'm sure there's other reasons that you may wear shoes, but these make sense, right? These shoes make me feel comfortable. Feelings, stability. These shoes make me feel more stable. Or maybe I have something wrong with my feet. Helps my feet take those better steps. These shoes make me feel faster. Feelings. These shoes make me look cool. Feel cool. If you notice, no matter what you wear these shoes for, or what purpose your shoes are serving you, they're all about how you feel. And so the emotional shoes, this concept right here, is this idea of the emotions and feelings are similar and honestly the same. The big difference between emotions and feelings is what you keep for keeps. So in life, it's all about the things that we keep. Sometimes we just want to feel a certain way, feel happy, feel excited, feel a certain way about a competition. But what do we keep? So when we think about this idea of four keeps, you think about, what am I going to keep today from this competition? What am I going to keep today from this experience? What am I going to keep? Right? So emotions, this idea or this concept of emotions is something that stays with you beyond what you feel. And so if you notice, feel is a very common thing. We want to feel a certain way. We want to feel this way. But if you look in the book, The Emotional Shoes, first page says that Mia was the smallest kid in her class who had special shoes that helped her feel strong. Each color showed how she felt inside. She called these shoes her emotional shoes. Mia loved to run, but today she felt nervous about the race at school. She wanted to do her best, but worried thoughts popped up in her mind. Again, feels. The way that we feel defines the way that we see the world. It defines what you keep. As a kid, I used to like to keep things in a box, right? This was my box. This was Sean's. Okay? Inside of the box, there were all sorts of things that were important to me. And if someone opened that box, I would feel frustrated. I would feel embarrassed. I would feel sad because I didn't want to lose whatever item was inside of there. But what if that same box exists in my mind? And this box labeled feelings. What if my feelings are like this box when I was a kid? That box when I was a kid, it held on to items. So for example, some of those items might be a rock. I used to collect rocks from all the soccer tournaments that I went to. Could be a rock. It could be a magazine clipping of when I was featured as a soccer player. It could be an idea of I was really proud of this place that I visited and I kept the ticket from that place. I know I have one from Disney World. And there's all this idea of there's stuff in the box that has no meaning really to anybody else but me. And that idea inside my head, there's also this box of feelings that mean nothing to anybody else but me. And just like Mia in the book, she felt a certain way about her size. She was smaller than everyone in the class, but she had this item. She had this thing, and this thing was her shoes. Her shoes helped her to feel a certain way. Because, you see, we as humans want to feel. We want to know that the feelings that we have are not abnormal. That the experience that we're having as a human is typical. Yet the reality is you and I aren't having normal feelings. We're having our sized feelings. Because normal feelings don't mean anything. Because those feelings that you have, they're yours. You own them. They live in this box in your head. They live in this concept that only you can unlock and only you know why you put those feelings there. So inside that box, like I said, those items that I kept to other people might look like trash. They might look like things that just don't make sense. But to me, give me a sense of identity, a sense of worth, a sense of belonging. And so just like this idea of the emotional shoes, this box in our head that exists with the feelings that we've kept. Some of those feelings are great feelings. Some of those feelings, just like the emotional shoes, this idea of like, she has these shoes that keep her strong. They make her feel strong. So inside of her box, there's an item or a memory that makes her feel strong. But also inside this box, we can have these same exact feelings of nervousness, like those hurdles, the concepts that exist in that box that you keep because you know that they mean something to you and they remind you of a time, maybe good or bad, where either you got through it or you couldn't get through it. Because you see, feelings that we keep in this box are either going to be one of two things. They're either going to be things that make us happy, or they're going to be hurdles that we see. And the odd thing is sometimes things that make us happy can equal the hurdles. Because maybe we can't keep ourselves doing or functioning in the same way that we used to. And it used to bring us joy, and now it's a hurdle. So as you grow in your competitive journey, maybe you used to be the fastest kid in your class, but a new kid shows up. Or maybe you used to be the fastest kid on your team, but a new one shows up. And all of a sudden, you're no longer the fastest, you're the second fastest. And what used to bring you joy now is a hurdle. So we have to identify what the hurdles are in our life. And the odd thing is that hurdles can be success and failure at the same time. Because your greatest success could become your greatest failure if you're not careful. Or your greatest failure could become your greatest success if you are. And as we look at this idea of happiness being the same as a hurdle, we must understand that something that lives above all of this is joy. Because joy is more than what we feel. Joy comes all the way back up to this word, purpose. And so today, as we talk about shoes, as we talk about this concept of shoes, and we think about this idea of the fact that you and I all wear shoes. Some of us wear more expensive shoes than others, and some of us wear different styles of shoes. But we all wear shoes. And we all have this concept of a need for a direction on our shoes or steps. We all want to go somewhere in our life. Yet, if we come back to the beginning, shoes mean something. The direction of our feet in our shoes. What's the purpose of shoes? All of these are adequate purposes for shoes. Comfort, stability, speed, looks, emotions, how we feel. They're in our minds, whether we want to keep them in that box or not. For keeps, what are we keeping in that box in our brain? Labeled feelings. What are the memories that you're keeping? And if I'm searching for happiness, it's going to go away because the happiness that was once a happiness or a happy trigger in one season of life can become a failure in the next if we're not careful to understand that success and failure are both hurdles and that joy is what we have to have in the chase of whatever we're doing. We must learn that in the box in our head labeled feelings, just like Mia, we're going to have good ones and we're going to have bad. Let me read this next page and then we're going to stop our video for today. Red was for courage, yellow was for joy, and purple was for peace. These colors were her superpowers to help her with scary thoughts. You see, Mia had 3 words that gave her strength beyond the word strength. She had yellow. She had that word joy is a superpower. She had red. She had courage. She had this concept that courage exists no matter the outcome. And she had purple peace. I wonder if today, if you could be more at peace in your life, if you begin to ask yourself, what is in my box? What feelings have I held on to for years? Maybe you're young. Maybe you don't even know yet. Maybe you can begin to form the box in your brain better today. So as we look at this board, as we look at this thought, this is a lot like my brain and like your brain. We're always thinking and we're always journaling. But in order to compete better today, we must begin to identify the purpose behind what we do. And the box in our brain labeled feelings is a powerful place for you and me to decide what emotions am I going to keep today? And what superpowers do I have within that I can unlock today? All right. I hope you compete better today. And again, it's been a joy hosting this podcast with you. Compete Better Today, titled Shoes. You got this today. Stop and praise your progress. Don't let anyone stand in the way of celebrating